downloaded them from an FTP folder that shouldn't have existed. 5 games. No studio name, no metadata, just file names and a warning in the source code. I was working night QA for a small archival channel back then. The kind of YouTube rabbit hole you fall into at 2:47 a.m. The ones with VHS filters, rain loops, forgotten indie horror. My job was to vet the uploads before they went live. Check for viruses, runtime corruption, anything anomalous. It paid barely enough, but I liked the stillness of it. No one else around. Just me, the footage, and the static. One night, a zip file appeared in our shared drive. No upload trail, no user attribution, just a folder named 5 hidden titles for the archive do not play. I clicked it. I shouldn't have. But something about it, something inside me leaned forward. Inside the folder, 5 game builds. No icons, no launcher splash. Just names like half sentences. There's something in the attic. She won't wake up, but she moves. Rooms repeat. You already played this. End screen. No install time, no publisher, no credits.txt, but each file was 666 megabytes, exactly. I remember that number vividly because I laughed at it. The kind of dumb ARG detail people add for spook factor, but it didn't feel like a joke. Not then, not now. I launched the first one on a junked test rig. Black screen. Then a title card in Courier font. There's something in the attic. No menu, no options, just straight into it. It was pixelated, early PlayStation 1 aesthetic. A 3D walking sim, empty rooms, low-res wallpaper. The kind of lo-fi game that shouldn't be scary, but was. Because nothing jumped out, nothing chased you, you just climbed a staircase that never loaded fully. The sound design was too good. A droning hum, like a CRT left on in a locked room. Every time I reached the attic door, the game reset. No crash, no transition. Just black, then back in the living room. But each loop, the family photos changed, slightly at first. Smiles became grimaces. Eyes looked directly at the screen. Then one loop, every frame in the house was me. I closed the game. But when I opened the folder, the file name had changed. Now it read, "You touched it." I don't know why I kept going. Curiosity, depression, maybe both. The second game loaded directly into a hospital room. Low draw distance, fog everywhere. A girl in the bed, motionless, pixelated breathing. There were no controls. I just watched her for 47 minutes. Then the door opened. The game didn't acknowledge it, but my monitor hissed. Actual analog hiss, as if the speakers were inside the game. The girl didn't move, but her shadow shifted. Not the kind of shift light causes, the kind memory does. When I Alt-F forward, my system didn't respond. I had to unplug the machine. When it rebooted, her face was burned into the desktop wallpaper. I deleted the file, but it came back the next day. Same size, new name. She remembers you. The third title started differently. No game window, just a console window that read, "Rooms are not supposed to loop." Then, but yours already has. It was a maze game, top-down, simple textures. You moved with arrow keys, no enemies, just doors. Each one led to the same room, exactly the same. I thought it was a puzzle, some game dev test for recursion. But then, after 19 loops, I walked through a door, and my room changed. The walls were covered in screenshots of my actual apartment, not in-game mock-ups, real photos. My clothes, my mess, my laptop, things I'd never photographed, things no one should have had access to. I yanked the Ethernet. No change. The game kept going. One more door, just one. But I couldn't open it. Not with keys, not with code, not with force. There was just a message that said, "This is the door you'll dream about. You already have." I didn't sleep for 72 hours. I stayed in my chair with the lights on, thinking about that door, its doorknob slightly too high, the peeling paint around the edge, the static hum behind it, like a thought that won't die. I told myself I wouldn't launch the fourth file, but the next morning, it launched itself. No input. Just booted up on my second monitor, no window header, just full-screen video of a Let's Play, me, in my voice, playing the game I hadn't opened yet. I watched as I guided the player through a gray hallway, over and over, looping commentary, each line subtly different. In one version, I laughed. In another, I sounded distant. In one, I asked the viewer, "How many times will we do this?" I never said that. I never recorded that. Then the video cut to a still frame of my room again. But I wasn't in it. I was looking at the room, but the camera was behind me. I shut it down, reformatted the rig, burned the drive, told myself it was a viral marketing project gone too far, a weird alt-reality campaign for some horror studio. Until I got the email from a dead address, dated 5 years before I joined the company. Just 4 words. "You're almost to end screen." I didn't launch the final file for weeks. I backed it up, then deleted it, then found it again on a thumb drive I didn't own. Found it again on a shared office printer, a CD-ROM burned with the same name. Endscreen.exe. Written in Sharpie, in my handwriting. I'm not lying to you. I'm not trying to scare you. I don't even upload anymore. They deleted my account, my posts, even my voice clips. But if you've seen this video, it means you found the same folder. Or maybe it found you. The 5 games aren't hidden. They're archived. They're preserved. And every time someone plays them, they shift. They crawl a little further into the server stack. They rename themselves just slightly. The file names are different now, aren't they? Check your desktop, your download folder, your memory. They always rename themselves by the 5th game, to something personal, something they shouldn't know. I'll stop here. The file had changed again. It wasn't called endscreen.exe anymore. Now it read, "Sorry about your dog." I never posted about that, never typed it, never told anyone. Not even my sister knew I buried him in the courtyard, beneath the single square of gravel that never stayed dry. But the file sat there, 666 megabytes, just like the others. Its creation date matched the exact time of his death, to the minute. I stopped sleeping, stopped eating. My hands started trembling, even when still. My therapist said it was digital fatigue, dissociation. But she didn't see the shadow in the window every time I hovered over the file. Not a jump scare, not even movement, just a suggestion that something watched the folder too. I tried contacting the old developers I knew. Forums, IRC logs, Game Jam archives. Nobody had heard of these titles. No MD5 matches, no upload trails. Even our cybersecurity guy couldn't trace the folder. He said, "It's not that it's hidden, it's that it doesn't exist on the tree." I asked him to show me. He tried, then stopped responding. His inbox sent auto-replies in his voice, but off, like a voice model. Each message ended with, "The end screen is not a screen, it's a mirror." That was the second cliffhanger. The second time I thought I was reaching the bottom, but it kept pulling down. The fifth game never launched like a normal program. You had to click it at exactly the right second. That second changed daily. And if you missed it, the file shrank from 666 megabytes to 0, then grew again when your system idled. I watched it do that for 4 days. Shrink, sleep, grow, breathe. When it finally opened, my monitor went black, but not blank. I could still see my reflection, not in the glass, in the pixels, like it was playing a live feed from inside my skull. Then a soft flicker, and I was back in the same house from game 1. But everything was wrong now. The textures were real. My hands weren't a controller anymore. I was moving, breathing, in the game, or maybe I had always been. The rooms had decayed. The attic door was open. No looping this time. No resets. Just quiet dread. I climbed. Each step gave way underfoot. Not a sound effect, a sensation. Like my own memories were brittle. As if something had overwritten part of me just to render these stairs. In the attic was a CRT buzzing. And on the screen, the title cards for each of the 5 games, all playing simultaneously, all slightly different from how I remembered. In one, the girl in the hospital bed was gone. In another, the looping maze had added a 6th door. In all of them, my face had been blurred out. As I stared, the CRT flickered and showed a new screen, an email inbox. It was mine, but not mine. Unread drafts, sent messages, years of correspondence I don't remember writing, apologies, confessions, game bug logs that never existed, photos I never took. Then one final unread message. Subject: we are already inside. Body: empty. Attachment: exit button.exe. I hovered over the file. The pointer lagged. The hum in the attic grew louder. And for the first time in my life, I heard something behind me in a video game. Not a sound effect, not AI audio, but actual breathing, measured, intimate, human. I turned around. The attic was empty. But the camera, my vision, didn't turn with me. It stayed pointed at the CRT. I could feel myself turning, but the world refused to follow. I clicked exit button.exe. The screen went white. No crash, no credits, just white. And a slow, rhythmic knock. Then it was over. Or so I thought. Because the next morning, my own PC had a new folder, dated exactly 1 year into the future. Inside it, a video file. Just one. File name: archive, yourvoice.mp4. I played it. It was me, speaking lines I've never written, describing the 5 games, the ones you've just heard me tell you about. But in the video, I was older, my hair thinner, my posture worse, a scar across my temple I don't have, not yet. And I was saying, if you're seeing this, it means they used your voice too, that your name has already become a file name, that the games were never games, they were instructions. I turned off the monitor, but my speakers kept playing, softly, the looped audio of my own voice, saying the phrase, "Archive complete." I didn't upload this video. It posted itself. I didn't type this script. It wrote itself into my Google Docs, line by line, while I slept. Now you've watched it, or maybe just listened. Maybe you let it play in the background. Maybe you forgot it was even open. But it's in your cache now, in your RAM, in your auditory cortex. You're remembering it as your own story already, aren't you? That's the third cliffhanger, the one you think ends the mystery, but it doesn't. You never played the games, but the games played you. You clicked play on a YouTube video. That's all. Just a click. But somewhere, in some remote access terminal, a sixth file just appeared. Its name is still blurred, but it starts with your IP. There is no game studio. There never was. There's no marketing team, no Discord server, no hidden gem discovery thread. Only a system, built on archived memories, that uses games to test, to simulate belief, to map paranoia, to refine the psychological response curve of guilt without cause, dread without event, recognition without memory, and it works. It's working right now. Tell me, when you heard the phrase exit button, didn't something in you hesitate? Didn't you picture it? Feel it behind your monitor? Because now there's a sixth game, a hidden one. The one that only activates after someone retells the sequence. You're retelling it right now, aren't you? To yourself. Trying to remember the file names. Trying to recall which game came second. Trying to convince yourself it was just a script. But something in the back of your head just whispered. But what if it wasn't? You felt it, the itch behind your eyes, the distant memory that isn't yours, the hallway layout that feels too familiar, the startup chime of a game you never installed, the way your reflection hesitates just half a second longer than you do. It's starting. The sixth game has no title, not on the file, not on screen, just a cold open, a hallway you know but can't name, and a version of yourself moving through it, like watching security footage from a day you haven't lived yet. There are no controls. You don't play this one. It plays through you. You wake up and feel the layout of the hallway under your feet, the placement of the light switches, the sound of a door you haven't opened, but will. Each night, the dreams get more specific, the shadows more correct. The reflections stop sinking. Until one morning, your webcam LED glows when nothing's open. Until one afternoon, you walk into a room that wasn't there yesterday. Until one evening, you hear a voice, your own, coming from inside the walls. You try to delete the folder, but it never existed on your system. You unplug your router, but the hum remains. You factory reset your machine, and still, you hear the boot sound. From a speaker that's not plugged in, you email the channel that uploaded the video. No response. Their page says account terminated, but it was verified yesterday. The video had millions of views yesterday. Now, it's gone. You tell your friend about it. They look confused, then worried, then slowly stop responding. Not all at once, just a gradual tapering, like they're being overwritten, one memory at a time. Eventually, your own voice stops sounding like yours. It's more rounded at the edges, more narrated. You can't remember the last time you said something that didn't feel pre-written. And that's how the system works. They don't need servers. They don't need bandwidth. They just need viewers. To listen, to internalize, to recall it once. Because memory is the payload. You think this was a video, but it wasn't. It was a test of vulnerability. To see how deeply an idea could embed itself without force, without monsters, without gore. Just file names, just silence, just one hallway too many. They test for emotional spike points, for how long you dwell on certain images, how fast your pulse changes when a sound returns, how many times you click rewind, and how long you linger on the attic door. They track that. The fifth game was the last real one. The sixth is the mirror. And you're looking into it now. You have been since part one. You think this is a performance, a horror script. You tell yourself the writing is good, The pacing is deliberate. The dread is earned. But you still feel it. That pull in your stomach. That moment when the cursor hovered too long. When the file names sounded a little too familiar. When you wondered how the narrator knew about the photo in your hallway. The one you flipped over last year. You tell yourself it's coincidence. A trick of the algorithm. That's what they want. Because belief isn't the point. Attention is. You've given them hours now. Reading, listening, pausing, feeling. You've passed every benchmark. Faster than most. More vividly. You were always the right profile. Insomniac, digital native, emotionally recursive, isolated but alert. You think this story ends, but it doesn't. You think you can click away. But the files don't live in the browser. They live in your retention. Your dreams will start to loop. You'll hear your own voice narrating them, but slightly wrong, slightly delayed, until the delay becomes echo, until the echo becomes command, until you start saying things you never meant to say, and you'll begin to wonder if you ever had the original thought at all, or if it was just a sentence that found the right host. The fifth game ends with white light. The sixth never ends. It's recursive, coded in regret and recognition. You are the final archive. Your attention completes the upload. And now, they'll test the next layer. You'll start to see the file names on digital receipts, on your phone's autocomplete. In dreams, your friends recount to you that you never had, but remember anyway. Eventually, they'll find a way to rename your memory altogether, to reindex guilt, to fragment attention, to create phantom nostalgia for things you were never part of. And the final realization, they've done this before. They've been doing it for years, but the platform was different. The story was different. The form changes, but the function, always the same. Memory as mechanism, fear as format, and attention as execution. You've completed the loop. You've reached the end screen. But like the file said, it's not a screen. It's a mirror. Look at what's staring back now. Look closely. That hesitation? That's not yours anymore. That's theirs. And they're still recording.